You are not alone. God did not create you to live trapped inside fear, pressure, and guilt. He created you with a voice, with feelings, and with the right to protect your peace. So stand by yourself sometimes. Protect your mind. Protect your peace. Protect your soul. And trust this deeply. The people who truly belong in your life will never leave just because you finally learned to say no. Many of your struggles began the moment you started sacrificing your own peace just to keep everyone else comfortable. You kept carrying emotional burdens that were never meant for you. You kept saying yes while your heart silently cried for rest. But today, understand this clearly. You do not have to destroy yourself to prove your goodness. Not every request deserves your agreement. Not every relationship deserves unlimited access to your energy. And not every disappointment is your responsibility to fix. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to step back and protect your inner peace. You have spent too much time worrying about what people will think. Too much time over-explaining yourself. Too much time feeling guilty for choosing your own mental peace. But peace is not selfish. Peace is necessary. Even Jesus walked away from crowds. Even he rested. Even he chose silence when silence was needed. So why do you feel guilty for protecting your own heart? Listen carefully. The right people will understand your honesty. The wrong people will only understand your boundaries when they no longer control you. You're allowed to say, "I am not comfortable with this. I cannot do this right now. This is hurting my peace." And you do not need to feel ashamed for it. Because every time you ignore your own feelings just to avoid temporary discomfort, you create deeper pain inside yourself. That is why your soul feels tired sometimes. Not because you are weak, but because you have been carrying too much for too long. There were moments when you smiled in front of everyone while silently struggling inside. Moments where you agreed to things only because you were afraid of losing people. You thought keeping everyone happy would finally give you peace. But instead, it slowly exhausted you. And the painful part is that many people never even realized how much you were sacrificing for them. They only saw your yes. They never saw your pain. But God saw it. He saw every silent tear, every anxious thought, every sleepless night where your mind felt heavy because you kept choosing pressure over peace. My child, you were never meant to live this way. You were not created to constantly carry guilt for protecting your own heart. You were not created to become emotionally exhausted, trying to meet everyone's expectations. You were created to live with truth inside your soul. And truth sometimes requires courage. The courage to disappoint people temporarily. The courage to choose peace over approval. The courage to stop explaining yourself to everyone. Not everyone will understand your boundaries immediately. Some people became comfortable with the version of you that always sacrificed yourself for them. So when you finally begin protecting your peace, they may call you different, but different is not wrong. Growth often looks uncomfortable to people who benefited from your silence. So stop being afraid of losing people who only loved the version of you that had no boundaries. Real love never asks you to destroy yourself. Real love respects your peace. Real love listens to your heart. Real love does not force guilt upon your soul. And I know sometimes you feel afraid that people may leave, afraid that relationships may change, afraid that choosing yourself will make you lonely. But listen carefully. Some doors close not to punish you, but to protect you. Some people walk away because they were connected to your obedience, not your true self. And that pain may hurt for a while, but eventually you will realize that losing yourself is far more painful than losing temporary approval. My child, peace is one of the greatest gifts God placed inside the human heart. Do not hand that peace away so easily. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Not everyone deserves unlimited explanations. Not everyone deserves the power to control your emotions. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to protect your spirit from emotional exhaustion. And remember this carefully. One honest refusal is always better than 100 painful agreements. So do not be afraid anymore. Speak calmly. Speak honestly. And trust that God never intended for you to live trapped inside emotional exhaustion. You were created to live with peace, clarity, freedom, and dignity. And no matter how difficult life feels right now, God is still walking beside you through all of it.